Vata and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
Alright, thanks, boss. Nah, man. Ronnie, do you have $488 to lend, man?
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT. Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody. Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke, and every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Orisha, The Way of Life.
The place was good. I went and did some doubles. The place was good. I went by the beach and I watched the skies. It was a paradise. But when COVID touched down that day and I see the cases start to raise, I tell you, if you don't get vaccinated, it's trouble for the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. No more lockdown in Port of Spain. For TNT to be good again. Right? So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. Yo, this is Iwer, George, the big boss of the business. And this is the message from the North Central Regional Health Authority.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM.
The journey's almost over.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iwer George on Instagram. Share the live. Iwer TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the street, 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me a safe sound and all together in one piece. A pleasant good morning going on to my entire family. Good morning to Ms. Sharon Felix and Mr. Dominic Romain and their entire family. Blessed good morning going out to you, all our callers, all our listeners, to all our viewers online. For those of you that are locked on via whatever mechanism that you are, it's always good to have you guys on the inside with us. Let me also say pleasant good morning going on to the management and staff of the street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. Guys, remember we are live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM's Facebook page. Also on YouTube at Iwer TV live broadcast from the Street 919 FM. That's on YouTube. You can check us out there. Right. So as we get ready to get right into the papers for this morning, could probably take a few calls before I do that. Probably take a call or two. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Hey,
so, Bruce, you're not hearing only on the phone, eh? So sometimes you may hear a feedback because people not hearing only on the phone, they hear on the radio.
All right.
So that's the problem, and I don't like getting both. We have to sit and listen to the phone and the radio, listen to this and that, but you have to listen on the radio, not on the phone, because we're not hearing on the phone, but somehow, and we getting the both. Good morning to Trey and the Bago. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning to my girlfriend, Sharon. Good morning to the Trey and the Bago. Good morning to Passy Street. Good morning to Gina. Time to get up. Good morning to everybody. Jackie and Jackie, good morning. Good morning to Deep South Egg. Time to get up. Good morning to Faizabad. And all the people of Trey and the Bago, Mount Open, Bonnet Garden. Love is the answer. Sour man. Time to get up. Love is the answer. All you. Have a good one. May the good Lord bless and keep each and every one of us. Give somebody something and say nothing. God.
Ain't easy, boy. But anyway, guys, let me get into the papers. For today, Tuesday, August the 3rd, 2021. So, headlines in the Express: Martinez mess up. PM of Port of Spain Mayor, a salesman's foolish idea. Mandela Park AstroTurf proposal shelved after objections. Ah, boy. So, let's get on the inside and see what's taking place there. So, live the Express in Tokyo. That was that is Olympics. All right. A foolish idea. Salesman foolish idea. What am I watching here exactly? Okay, good. Right. So, product recall issued in TNT. The Ministry of Health advises the public that Tyson fully cooked oven roasted diced chicken breasts, boneless, skinless, with rib meat seasoned, has been recalled. Okay, let me get in quickly and see what's going on here. Right, has been recalled by Tyson Foods Incorporated due to possible Listeria, a bacteria contamination. Oh, okay. So guys, be careful. $64 million cocaine ganja bus in Quinam Beach car park. Narcotics with the street value of over $64 million was seized, and 3 persons were arrested by officers of the Southwestern Division during an anti-crime exercise. Hold on. Yes, exercise conducted in Quinam yesterday. Whoa. Cheese, sausages, alcohol from Venezuela seized from Cedros house. A serious man was arrested with quantities of perishable goods. A serious man was arrested and quantities of perishable goods were seized by officers of the Southwestern Division during an anti-crime exercise conducted in the... Hold on. Get in. Where is it? Right, conducted in the district overnight. Okay. Okay, so these are the stories making way. Not much in the front of the Express. So let's get to the Newsday. Gittins places 9th in Olympic long jump final. $109 more COVID-19 cases, 8 more deaths. Murder accused still in jail. Appeal court extends stay of judge's order. Okay. St. Helena residents, we are scared every time it rains. Moruga mourns its beloved Uncle Boy. Equal Opportunity Tribunal's Chaguanas Court closes until further notice. Moruga fire victim out of hospital. Commissioner of Police increases police patrols before curfew. Man injured in St. James smash-up. Kishon begins quest for historic 3rd straight Olympic medal. All the best to you, my friend. 16 held in police exercises in Central and South. Trinidad and Tobago's men's quarter milers eliminated in semis. And well, these are basically the Minister of Flooding concerns being addressed. Rambarat food box initiative to continue after pandemic. Public Utilities Minister Gonzalez wants end to truck-borne water. Commissioner of Police candidate Anand Ramisa unfazed by tribunal conviction. And these are some of the stories that are making way in the Newsday. So let's see what's taking place in the Guardian. Headlines in the Guardian: foolish idea stopped. Oh yes, and that would be concerning the Mandela Park AstroTurf. Yes. The Nova NGC signed gas sales contract. The Nova Energy Limited and the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago NGC yesterday announced the signing of a Zandali Field Development Gas Sales Contract, GSC, for commercialization of the Zandali Field located in Block 1A. Trade Minister meets with U.S. chargé d'affaires on trade relations. Teosophat Angus launches new Tobago political party. Interesting. Man relative sustained gunshot wounds in family scuffle. Rude Coast Guard member charged with breaching curfew. PNM slams Farley for comments he made under Olympian Aye's tweet. Four soldiers among 25 arrested at pool party in El Socorro. Ugh, can't be good at all. Guyana's president tells CARICOM end. Okay, don't forget that. Didn't see that there. Estate Police Association secures lifeline in legal battle over RBC retrenchment move. Richards first in 200-meter heat. Excuse me. Basically, Mount Hope teen reported missing. And that's it. Yeah. So those are the stories making way in the Express, the Guardian, and the Newsday at this time. So as I await Mr. Dominic Romain, what I will do is I will open up the lines so that I can take a few calls in the meantime. So my numbers are 342-0081 and 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call. Call me up. Let's see what's happening. Caller, good morning.
I'm calling you again because you were them sleeping. All you wake up. Bruce and Dominic is on the air. All you wake up. No matter what part of the world you do, all you wake up. Anyway, I still saying we're hearing all you on the radio alone. I had to go far from the radio. Otherwise, you'll get feedback and I get in both. Morning, Sharon, again.
Man, don't leave that day. You'll get more buff for that talking. All right, you go ahead.
All right, well, I could take in the back board, you know. I get enough buff already. Love is the answer, though, still anyway. Yeah.
All right. Caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, my brother. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, I did cool partner. What's going on? Is it good?
I did just mellow, no, taking life one day at a time.
The best way to do it.
Yeah. I hear Manu call. You have to get something to keep Manu busy, you know. I think he wants something to have him busy, especially in the morning time, man.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I want Manu to know I just be up very, very, very early. Partly most of the morning time from 4 come back, I work in the Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, that's the time I just be up taking in the vibes. And we ain't look good in the Olympic at all, Bruce, boy.
Yeah, some more work needs to be done, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a little harder.
Well, the only person are really looking on to see if something will come our way is Sean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only person are looking at there now. So I'm hoping for the best. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, let me just say good morning to all your college management and staff and well, I was mentioning that already. But Bruce,
Oui.
You know, people in this country, I really don't know what to say about them, you know. Let me tell you something. The people telling about partying and setting and keeping all these private little set now and all what's matter? They don't want to go and do the necessary thing, Bruce. But you want to party, you want to set, you want here to open. What really going on with we?
Hey.
What really going on with we in this country, boy? Why are they hardened so? Or they do the necessary thing and let me see if this country could open up, let me get back thing to normal now. Or you believe in a dance, a fete, a balance, or you get some sense in this country now. Bruce, you know when I started talking, I get emotional, bad words could come out. So before that happens, have a good morning.
Yes, my brother, bless. Let me say good morning to Mr. Dominic Romain. Dominic. Oi. Oi. You mute? You see? I up. Yeah? You hear me?
I am barely hearing you.
Serious? No, of course
Huh?
not. I know what's going on there. I don't understand that.
Shall I raise the volume on something?
That's so, eh? I really watching that the mic seems to be a little lower than usual. Let's see what I can. All right, let me see. Any better?
A little better.
That's all right. Yes, how about now?
Huh?
How about now?
You can't go no higher than that.
Better than before? Check one?
Yes, it's much better than before. Better than before, yes.
Nice, good. Well, I found
Okay, we got there.
I found the issue, so. All right.
We
cool.
got there.
Nice. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
How you doing? How you doing? How was your weekend?
Too short.
The easy?
Too short, but I yesterday I wake up about what? Almost 10 o'clock.
Well, life and watch for the day I could go and sleep the night before and get up 10 o'clock the next morning. I like myself, you know. I can't tell you the last time I get up that hour. Because even on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, like clockwork, 4 o'clock I up, you know.
Serious?
Like clockwork, I'm telling you. 4 o'clock I up, and watch me, some others get vexed because 3 o'clock I just went in my bed. 4 o'clock I up.
Nah, man.
Boy, yeah, boy. I don't complain.
Right.
But boy, if I could get up 10 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I realize your body clock does make the adjustment now. But when I was doing this every day,
yeah,
I found that even on weekends, I used to automatically get up early.
Yeah.
But now that is every other day, it's like my body readjusts, so I could sleep late. Yeah.
That's a nice word, no readjust.
Yeah. Like you had to get that vacation for it. Yeah, but it had to be a lengthy one, okay? But you need a few days to be able to understand. You don't have to get up.
Is a hushan you say? A vacation? What name that, boy? Hey, if it's one thing I just say, you see, I love what I do. I just try not to fuss too much, you know. And
right.
Hey, but I know the vacation might be somewhere forthcoming down the road. It might be a little week, you never to know. A week or 2 weeks.
1 week of vacation? No, man.
Yeah,
You can do this. I could do that.
You wouldn't be there. You'd be surprised how much thing I get done in that 1 week. What? Making joke. Don't be surprised you hear me. You see me send a picture for you, Dominic, boy, outside here nice. You never to know.
Yeah, well, I want to tell you, you need more than a week for that.
Why?
I mean, I looking forward to some traveling too, but that PCR test, boy.
Yeah, I'm going to send something. I'm going to send something.
That's a requirement to enter the US.
Oh, okay.
And then when they're coming back to Trinidad is also a requirement.
Oh, okay.
So I dreaded having to put that thing in my nose twice. Yeah. But really, and then again too, I'm not seeing like the other airlines haven't really started. The other airlines haven't really started flights as yet now. So I think right now is primarily Caribbean Airlines. I usually travel with American.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the earliest flights I see American offering is I think October.
Oh, check your phone and I'll send you a nice morning message.
Yeah, and then JetBlue I think JetBlue mostly goes through Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale International Airport, but I don't know, it's like that is the airport of choice for trainees.
Okay.
So yeah, because a lot of them, majority of them it seems go to Fort Lauderdale because there's a significant Trinidad and Tobago presence in Fort Lauderdale now.
Okay.
Yes, so you find Fort Lauderdale is a little more expensive than going through Miami. So I would usually go through Miami and then I just drive from Miami to Fort Lauderdale. Just about an hour's drive. So
adventure, you call that?
Yeah. And I must say the route from Miami International Airport to Coral Springs where I go is very scenic. A lot of things to see. You know, the only thing is they have their highways have so many exits that if you're not familiar with the route and if you don't have ways, you could end up in some trouble. You see? Yeah. As I learned about 4 years ago.
You forget to take the left turn.
Why? I in the airport there and no Wi-Fi. So catching your tail, walking all over the airport, hoping to pick up some kind of signal so you could access Waze. Because once you put in the address and it's set, even though you're moving, there's no and they don't have Wi-Fi after that with Waze.
Yeah, it's set.
The directions are there. But if you make one mistake and it throw off the direction and you don't have Wi-Fi for Waze to reset itself, in problems. So to make things worse, it was an evening flight. So you get into Miami International about 7:30. And when you get off the plane, Bruce, from coming off the plane to immigration where you have to go and for them to check your passport and stuff and stamp it, it takes about 15 to 20 minute walk. That airport is so huge. Yeah. A walk. And then when they get there, now, usually around that time, you have about 10 to 15 flights coming in at the same time. If you see people in the airport, and people is complaining here in Trinidad when they come through immigration, the line long. Miami, pressure. So you could be in a line sometimes for about an hour and a half before you get to immigration. And then, of course, when you get to them and you give them your passport and stuff, they want to know what's the purpose of your visit, where you're going, a whole set of questions and all of that. Right. When you finish there now, to get to the rent-a-car center, you have to take the Sky train to the rent-a-car center. Yeah, so, but I don't mind. I love it.
Brother man, I am afraid of that Miami airport. Because I went to, it was Alaska, coming back. When I was coming back, I didn't know we were supposed to meet a group to go to a hotel to spend a couple hours and then to board the plane to return to Trinidad.
Right.
Well, your boy was hungry. So he went to leave the group and went to walk in looking for something to eat. Yes, something to eat. Lost the whole group. Had to sleep in the people on them airport. Yeah, not me and they again. I'm not telling you. When I know was the time to be boarding the plane, that's when I started to ask questions. Where to go?
Right.
And I get directions, and everybody watch me like, where you was? I was so blue vexed, me not answer nobody. I went on the plane, and when I say some hours, I mean some hours, Dominic.
Right.
Some hours. I sit down on one of them chair thing, and I sleep. Until it was time for me to come back here. As I reach back here, And I reached home, I went and bathed.
Yeah.
I said, never me again. Never. I ain't going through that.
Yes, I mean, it's a really huge airport. Trinidad and Tobago's airport could probably fit in the car park in Miami International Airport. I mean, it's that huge. And I think they're expanding it a little more. So
they plan to launch up.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Who the hell?
I mean, when I went to China to the Beijing airport, geez and ages. When you come off the plane, you had to take a train to get from the plane to customs. Immigration. I'm telling you, you had to take a train. But that was about a 10-minute ride on the train.
The experiences has been nicer though.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I ain't promising nobody that again in a hurry, you know. Nah, I don't know where I go. I don't know exactly where I go. I ain't doing that. No. I have to know exactly where I go.
But I have to hand it to the US though, Customs and Border Patrol, because when I last traveled in 2019, I saw that they would have relaxed the requirement for you to take off your shoe and your belt and all them things. So Trinidad we still have that, but there you just, if you have whatever you carry on, pass it through the scanner, but you could keep on all of your stuff, and they have this machine that you go through where you have to put up your hand so, and then it swing around so, and it swing back so it gives a whole skeletal view, so they can see everything, and then you proceed. So hopefully we will get that here soon enough. Because that taking off shoes and all kind of thing is a real hassle.
Yeah, because I remember at one time my cousins and them, they would come in with their slippers, and I would be like, you're wearing slippers? Why are you wearing slippers here? You don't know. You know, when last you travel, you don't know.
That's the only thing. Especially if you're wearing shoes with laces, I take off that and then lace it back up and all kind of thing. And so.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's there for our protection to say, you know?
So true. So,
what we go do? So what's on the agenda for today, boy?
Well, I don't know if you're following the Olympics.
I didn't get much. When I leave here, I'll just be sitting down in front of a computer, reading a book, going through some revision. Yeah, boy.
Well, I mean, this Olympics compared to others that I have viewed isn't as it's not as exciting. I don't know, perhaps because of the COVID, you don't really have the crowds in the audience and that kind of thing, and then some of the usual faces that you would see and you look forward to seeing are not there this year. So there's no Usain Bolt and so on this year. So it's a bunch of relative unknowns, even except for the Jamaicans and maybe one or two a few from Trinidad.
Yeah.
Most of whom I think this will probably be their last Olympics. I think Richard Thompson, probably Andrew Lewis. But the performances so far, you know, our athletes are struggling. Yeah. So it looks as if just like the last Olympics, we would be pinning our hopes to Keyshawn Walcott to bring home a medal.
Okay.
Because the guys in track, none of them would have qualified. I think for the 400 meters, they would have come up just short.
But for a while, there was no training, because I noticed you don't train for an Olympic. Months before, from this Olympic going into the other Olympic, people will be training. And I know for probably for that period there, you know, last year with everything, I guess there was a halt on the training process. You know, it's unfortunate, but you know,
COVID would have impacted it, and so I think in terms of track, we don't really have that much to look forward to. I think a couple of our athletes would have also come down with COVID, and as such they were not able to they weren't able to compete. And Willie Wright, who is a long jumper from Tobago, he came down with COVID, so he wasn't able to compete. And I think we have we still have Keyshawn. I don't know what's happening with the relays. We see how that goes. Usually our men perform in that, whether it's the medal in that event. So we'll see how that goes. But you know, and CNC3 has the Tupel man as one of the commentators for the Caribbean now, because they have a segment where they would focus on the Caribbean athletes when they perform now.
Yeah.
And so they have the Tupel man as one of their commentators.
Really?
And again, this man, like, he don't know that he's not on Douglaya politics. He's not doing a UNC Sunday morning press conference. That you need to restrict your comments to the athletes, what's happening, and the performance of the athletes. How it is you could come and talk about bad road and pothole in Trinidad and Tobago, and you given a commentary on Olympics to a regional audience, but want to try and link the performance of the athletes to potholes and bad roads in Trinidad. Yeah. Time and place. Time and place. And these people, like, they don't understand time and place.
Yeah, but the person in charge of that whole project, is a favor doing or?
I would love to know.
Because
I would really love to.
From the time that happened, you're supposed to pull him square and let him know, yo, this is something, we're not on no political thing here right now.
Exactly.
So take it down with that. You have one job to do. Just one.
Basically, he realizes that he has I would even go so far as to say an international audience. So he decided to take the opportunity now, because I guess he knows it's only UNC people really who take him on and Douglaya politics. But now I have an international audience who probably tuning in to see what's happening with the Caribbean athletes. So let me take this opportunity to take a jab at the government. That is in very poor taste.
Done. They continue to shoot themselves in the foot, yes?
Continue to do so. And I see, in addition to that, now, and they are praising the Jamaicans, right? Because the Jamaicans consistently perform in the Olympics. I mean, there are certain events that you could say, well, hey, we know Jamaica going to medal in this, and they're likely to get the gold medal. And as we would have seen in the women's 100 meter, where they came in full second, third, so they copped all of the medals, right? And there are comparisons now being made with the training that's taking place in Jamaica as compared to Trinidad and Tobago, and what Jamaica doing for their athletes and what Trinidad and Tobago doing for our athletes and all of that. And of course, the comparison is to paint Trinidad and Tobago in a negative light.
Yeah.
And to see how we could blame the government, and talking about the Minister of Sport, Shamfa Kojo, she admitted when she became Minister of Sport, she didn't know anything about sport, and the usual ridicule and all of that kind of thing, right? But in the men's 100 meters, where normally for the last couple Olympics, Usain Bolt would have dominated. There's no Usain Bolt this year. The Jamaican men did not feature any medals at all. The man who won the 100 meters was an Italian.
Okay.
Second place was an American, and third was a Canadian. So if it is that you want to praise the Jamaican system and their training that they offer to their athletes, then there should be consistency. So how come the Jamaican men have not featured really in anything in this particular Olympics? So there was no preparation to have somebody replace Usain Bolt. The women have done exceptionally well. But I suppose this girl Shakari from the US who had to exit because she had tested positive for smoking weed. She said when her mother had died, she was under stress and so on, and she decided to smoke a little weed to cool her head, and that would have showed up in her system, and because of that she she was disqualified from performance. But I saw she put out a tweet, which was a little, it depends on how you read it, right? Because she basically said congratulations to the Jamaican girls, but she told them, enjoy your little medals right now, because next time I will be there and, I'll put all in the shade, basically. Yeah.
She said, when she become.
So she told some shit. She said, okay, I'll enjoy yourself, not like all yourself, because I'm not there, well, I could do that. But when I come back, brace all yourself, okay? So take it this way. So, of course, they're dragging her over the course for that, how she could say something like that and what and stuff. But, I mean, as part of the course's competition, I'm sure she meant it in jest.
Exactly. It's friendly competition. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So.
Everybody too touchy, boy. Everybody too touchy. Oh, gosh. You know what I mean? Nothing like that.
Yeah, I shot here, all of them as friends and stuff. And so. Yeah. Some people are just, Caribbean people, we are a little, I find we are a little too sensitive.
Well, listen to me, and you would not believe how that in itself will help boost those girls and them to continue to do good, to continue to excel. Because in their minds, it will be like, oh, you're coming for medal? Well, you had to work for that medal. You understand? Yeah. You had to work for that medal. Man, everything boy, Lord Father.
Yeah, sometimes Caribbean people, we need to take it on a little bit. There are things that you could fuss up for, but again, please, time and place. Oh gosh.
There's like an argument with somebody and they hear in every other word.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But from a Trinidad and Tobago perspective, I think there needs to be some sort of assessment. It shouldn't be that when our athletes go to an Olympics is fingers crossed and we hoping for the best. Just as where the Jamaicans can say, well, okay, they're pretty confident of coming away with medals, not a medal, but medals.
Yeah.
Maybe there would be some merit in us looking at what they do. As I said, this year clearly from the men's side exposed the weakness, that there is some weakness, that this impenetrable fortress that we would have been led to believe exists for Jamaican athletes based on their performances in the last few Olympics shows that that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
But I saw where Fali Augustine is himself being raked over the coals for a comment that he made over the weekend. I don't know if you read this headline, PNM slams Fali for comments he made under Olympian IE's tweet.
I read it, but I didn't read it. I didn't go into the story.
Right. So it says the People's National Movement is dragging one of the PDP's deputy leaders, Fali Augustine, over the coals for comments he made about Trinidad and Tobago Olympian Michel Yai. Augustine, in turn, is accusing the PNM of taking his comments out of context, saying they were directed to the government and sporting officials and not the athlete. On July 31st, Augustine reacted on Facebook to IE's Twitter post questioning why famous TNT-born rapper Nicki Minaj only complimented the Jamaican women sprinters' performance in the 100 meters Olympic race. And this was IE's tweet. I guess I needed to win a medal for Nicki Minaj to recognize her own country flag. She later deleted the tweet stating, that tweet got people heated. And when someone suggested that Minaj made her delete it, she replied, made me? Ain't nobody could make me do anything. Augustine was one of the many who commented on IE's tweet, and this is what Fali said. I don't understand how people who are failing expecting recognition. What Nicki tweeting her to say? We carry the worst Olympic team in years and expect adoration. So, Fali Augustine, right? So that was Fali's comment. I don't know how he can say that was directed to the government and not to the athlete, because you're clearly referencing the athlete when you say, get here. What Nicki tweeting her to say? So you're attacking the athlete and her comment, right? So in your view, as you said, we carry the worst Olympic team in years and expect adoration. Now, to me, that fails to recognize the fact that we still have athletes who are yet to compete. You don't know what their performance is going to be. So, based on this assessment, this statement that you have made, that we have carried the worst Olympic team in years and expect adoration.
But Dominic Richards in the 200 meter semi, today.
Right.
Yeah, because he did good in the heat. He won in the heat.
Yeah.
So he in the semis today.
Right.
But when you see now, this is the next thing too. You're saying you're saying that about the athletes, right? Who have been working hard towards the Olympics.
Yeah.
Why would you say? How do you think you're gonna make them feel though? Now, if one of them decided to come out and lash at you for that comment, how you'd feel about that? Clearly, they don't stop to think about what they're about to say. They just, whatever comes out of their mouth, I mind man somebody else.
Yeah. There are just some things. I mean, he goes on to say the PNM took a small piece of conversation that a professional footballer, Kenya Yaya Kodna, about Michelle Ayi, demanding a tweet from Nicki Minaj. He added, and while it is easy to see how what was said can be misinterpreted, it is dishonest to pull a piece of the thread, omit important details, and give it a slant. And he continued, even today, Kenya Kodna, who is a public supporter of the PNM, made an angry start in response to where PNM has taken the conversation. At no point did I blame the athletes for our failures. I blamed TikTok. I blamed government policies and us as a nation as a whole. He said, for years, Tobago's athletes have been disadvantaged. Imagine we have 6 Tobagonians in the Olympics this year, but for years, the Dwight York Stadium remained inaccessible to our athletes, and we have athletes picking up injuries at shore parks on uneven turf. Now, if that's your argument and you're claiming your tweet was now addressed to the athlete, but you made no mention of the government, you made no mention of any of the other organizations. And therefore my question is, if it is Michelle Ayi didn't put out this tweet, is it that you would have remained silent? You had no issue? There are other forums that you could have used if you were so incensed and you felt this is how you feel, that the government and the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee and whoever else let down the athletes. Then make representation on their behalf. Hold a press conference. You all are no strangers to holding press conferences. Very easy to do. And therefore make that case. But it's Farley's playing past with foolishness here. Right? That's exactly what it is that you do. Playing smart with foolishness. So come on, ease us up with the nonsense about it was directed to the government. But and what he needs to understand is, as you rightly said, Bruce, that there are other athletes who are still to compete. And if they come out at you now if it is Keyshawn Walcott wins a gold medal, or Richard Thompson wins a gold medal, what you're going to say? We would have gotten 2 gold medals, so how do you now change your statement to say that this was the worst Olympic
exactly
team we ever said? You'll have to eat your words.
Everybody representing the country then, that's terrible.
Yeah. And you have to remember, these are young people. Come now, man, Fali. Better than that. But that it speaks to the mind of how PDP thinks, right? That if it is that you don't meet up to their standards, you are considered mediocre.
Yeah, but Dominic, what standards they have? If you understand, coming from what standards they have, they're deplorable. What standards they have?
Well, they're pretend standards. You know. So I wonder how Andwele Wright, who is from Tobago, feels, seeing that his fellow island man, countryman, is of the view that he is part of the worst team ever to go to the Olympics. I mean, and you're comparing from years past. But what has Pali done to advance the cause? If you are saying that Tobago athletes have been disadvantaged for the last how many years because the Dwight York Stadium was inaccessible, however else, what have you done as an assemblyman? Any time that you've been an assemblyman to address that? Did you speak to the issue at all? Did you approach the authorities who have responsibility for the facility to say, look, our athletes are being disadvantaged because?
No.
What representation? You are an assemblyman.
Let me hold on to that so I can take it and throw it out someday.
Yeah. And that's the unfortunate thing. If you have an issue with it, rather than you try to fix it, you know what, the march promoter, I will put that in my pocket and I hope all of them, when they go to the Olympics, that they perform badly, so I could come out and attack the government and blame the government. And that's it. Blame the government not doing enough, government this. But Bruce, I recall that the vision that Patrick Manning had with respect to where he wanted to take sport in this country. The Brian Lara, what we call the Brian Lara Stadium, was supposed to have been the Brian Lara Sporting Academy, where Mr. Manning's vision was that would have been an academy of excellence that would have focused on sport. It would have offered a variety of sporting disciplines where persons who are so desirous, athletes, persons who are inclined to sports, would have been able to come there, choose a sporting discipline of their choice, and they would have gotten training in it. It was supposed to be a live-in facility, a campus, where you would have had all of these athletes. So there would have been the academic aspect of it, but the focus would have been on sport. And we would have provided them with the best facilities so that they could realize their fullest potential. And what happened there? The UNC came and maligned the facility, talk about how it built on sinking sand and how much money spent for it, and all of that foolishness. And then when they came into office, made the claim that it would take $200 million to complete it, right? As was the norm with all projects that were left by the PNM when they came in. When they shut down Napa for 2 years, they said it would cost upward of $100 million to effect the repairs to Napa. President's House, they told us their estimate was $167 million to complete the President's House. PNM came in, they completed the Brian Lara Stadium for, I think it was $89 million. The Napa, $20 million, despite the fact that the UNC said upwards of $100 million. President's House, they figure 167, the PNM did it for 89, right? So there was that room. You all abandoned the project for 5 years, 3 months and 14 days. They left Brian Lara Stadium to rot as a monument, right, to PNM wastage and squandermania. This PNM administration came in, finished it and put it to use such that pre-COVID times, the stadium was actually making money because a number of events were being held there. The CPL was held there, and who were the majority of people who went to the CPL there? It's UNC supporters who were lambasting it, right? I think Marshall Montano had a couple carnival fests there, Bacchanal Road and something else, and wherever else was held there, and it is generating income. But the fact is, if they had followed through when money was flowing, when oil prices over $100 per barrel, and not choose to be nasty and vindictive because it's a PNM project and it's something we could hold the PNM feet to the coals to and just leave it abandoned, had followed through on Manning's plan and developed it, we would have had a state-of-the-art facility, not just for locals, but you could have promoted sport tourism because we could have tried to recruit the best coaches and so on to the facility. And people from all over the world could have come here to train because they're saying there are persons from the US and so on who go to Jamaica now to train under the same coaches that the Jamaican athletes are training under. We could have had such a facility here, contribute to diversification. But no, we cost all the PNM. Let it rust. Yes, happy Skaramat and this and that and
Dominic,
where are we today? And then you all want to attack the athletes. Now, I will admit there is work that needs to be done because in terms of swimming, the only swimmer we have is Dylan Carter. But there was a time when the swimmers were George Bovell and Siobhan Cropper and these guys who are Olympic hopefuls. So who is being trained now to replace Dylan Carter when Richard Thompson and Cedeno and these guys leave? Do we have the potential there right now? Is it being harnessed to replace them? And so these are some of the things that we need to be looking at now. And maybe, but unfortunately, the government doesn't have the finances to realize Mr. Manning's dream. But Vision 2030, so we still have about another 9 years. So, depending on how things go, maybe we might see that facility realized. And instead of our athletes having to go abroad to train, that they would have a state-of-the-art facility here where they're able to live in and get that level of training. Because, there are so many other sporting disciplines. Why are we only sending people to the same thing? We have no gymnasts, weightlifting, so many other different sporting events that they have that we just don't have anybody participating in. So there needs to be a more holistic program in terms of sports. And because at the end of the day, we want a little Olympic glory too. But it shouldn't be that we pin all of our hopes on one athlete or two athletes and we content with just 2 medals. Yeah. So the wider the field is, the better our chances, of putting Trinidad and Tobago on the map in that respect. So, somebody need to hit Palia's and mash my mouth.
Well, Dominic, we're going to a break now, and so we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sign up and save with Green Dot. When you subscribe to any of our broadband packages, you get 30% off the installation fee, allowing you to stream your favorite shows on any of your devices. Update your social media accounts and connect with friends and family. Stay on top of the class with online learning sessions, or keep your team in the loop with virtual meetings, all at an affordable price. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 224-GDOT today to sign up and save with Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
But when you think of mortgage, it's like a daunting feeling. I remember dealing with the rep, and it wasn't a judgmental process. She said, you can consolidate this, you can start to clear this off. It was really a comfortable feeling. It was a humane experience. So that gave me the confidence to say, yes, I can do this.
At TTMF, we're not just a mortgage company. We are your mortgage partner. TTMF, from here to home.
Was good. I went and did some doubles, the place was good. I went by the beach and I watched the skies, it was a paradise. But when COVID touched down that day and I see the cases start to raise, I tell you, if you don't get vaccinated, it's trouble for the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. Yo, this is Iwer George, the big boss of the business, and this is the message from the North Central Regional Health Authority.
Extra Foods Plenty for 20 is back with a bang with great deals just for you. Top Shelf Ramen 9 for $20. Fruit Juices 8 for $20. Best Tomato Ketchup 4 for $20. Holiday Chips 8 for $20. Happy Pasta Cuts 5 for $20. Rough Top Biscuits 6 for $20. Chef Made Vinegar 5 for $20. And Pear Jack's Twist Cap 5 for $20. So many great Plenty for 20 specials. And sale runs for 12 days only. July 29th to August 9th. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Tune into the street 91.9 FM.
Every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
For the repairing of the breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinau Thomas.
The scripture says, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach Radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Luis Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a wide range of services: blood analysis, iridology, acupuncture, foot detox, foot massages, gua sha, hot stone therapy, fire therapy, legs and feet massage therapy, mineral scrubs, acrotherapy, cupping.
We also have a wide variety of supplements: silver, zinc and magnesium, body light, and lots more.
We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle operate our business in a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. We frequently sanitize our compound and abide by all the COVID guidelines that are currently in place.
So come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, where we treat you like family. Book your appointment today. Call us at 1-868-275-8359
or 1-868-288-1108.
And remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
Len Capital Certificates is a passive income service company located at Princess Margaret Street in San Fernando and Fifth Street South Woodbrook. At Len Capital, investing is made simple. You invest with us. We make the investments and then you collect returns either monthly or yearly. We have 5 different options you can choose from, and each investment option comes with different benefits starting from TT $5,000. For more information, contact 399-0307. Len Capital Certificates. It's all about you.
Share the live. Share the live. This Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So welcome back on the inside. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 919 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy with Dominic Romaine and Bruce Wayne. Yes, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
So
confirm.
Huh?
Confirm. I see another one of our athletes, Tyra Gittins. Well, I was hoping that she too would have medaled, but in the long jump, unfortunately, she finished 10th.
Yeah.
But she did so with her personal best, so, can't fault them for doing their best, and I think she's based in Canada.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I I'm looking for something here, right, let's see if we get it. Yeah, so on Sunday, Central would have called in to chastise Mr. Chance. He says, Mr. Chance trying hard to convince the country that Trinidad and Tobago was not downgraded by Standard & Poor's. And when he said that, I had to throw my mind back to a time when the People's Partnership was in office. And they received a downgrading, and Larry Hawaii, the Minister of Finance, was all over the place trying to convince people that, the downgrading was unfair and whatnot and stuff. Let me see if I find this here. It's an article dated Friday, May 8th, 2015. This would have been 4 months before the general election. It's entitled Downgrade Needs More Analysis. In the wake of the downgrade of TNT by Moody's Investor Services, Finance Minister Larry Hawaii met this week with representatives of the business and finance sectors to give government's perspective on the country's fiscal affairs. At both meetings, Hawaii reiterated that government does not agree with the analysis by the world-reputed credit rating agency and insisted that the TNT economy remains strong. However, some of the business and financial leaders who took part in the dialogue said there is need for deeper analysis of the Moody's report by the government and the private sector. I remember that Hawaii and Kamala all over the place, that the rating was unfair and yada yada yada, and all of that, and yeah. And apparently Central forgot about that. But I just want to let them know, you see, it is important, if you're going to comment on these things, that you have some level of understanding of how these ratings operate, rather than you formulate your own understanding in your mind and then problems, you see. Because so let me just elucidate a little bit for him. There are two aspects to the rating. There's the credit rating, and then there's the outlook aspect, right? S&P's rating affirms Trinidad and Tobago's credit rating as investment grade. There are different gradings, and it affirms that Trinidad and Tobago is still a good country to lend money to, as evidenced by the fact that we keep hearing constantly from members of the opposition about how much money the government borrowing. And yes, they're getting the loans at favorable rates. However, they're borrowing too much and all of that. And they're increasing the debt to GDP ratio. Half of the supporters don't even know what the hell GDP mean. But only talking at debt to GDP ratio, and they call any radio station, yes, ask them what GDP mean, they can't tell you. Explain debt to GDP for me. You can't. That, but you're all over the place singing that song. So as I said, there's two aspects there. The credit rating, so this is what international lenders would look at and try to determine, should we lend Trinidad and Tobago money? Is there a risk that Trinidad and Tobago would not be able to repay its sovereign debts, right? Below that is junk status, right, which says that Trinidad and Tobago, which would say that Trinidad and Tobago is at increased risk, and therefore tread lightly. And if it is that you are going to lend them money, you need to lend them at the highest rates possible to offset that risk that you're taking by lending them money. As far as I know, Trinidad and Tobago has never defaulted on any of its international obligations, debt obligations, right? And what Standard & Poor's would have looked at as well is the issue of our foreign reserve holdings. So they have looked at our foreign reserves and the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. I mean, when you combine the two, you're looking at close to just around 12 billion US dollars. So that there is cushion, right, in terms of being able to access US in the short term to repay some of our debts. Now, I was listening to a program yesterday on Louis Leasing's, I think it's Louis Leasing's station on cable, and there's a program called Talking Points. And, the two hosts were listing all of the different loans that the government take and whatnot. And there needs to be an understanding, Bruce, that when it comes to accessing of credit, that while credit facilities may present themselves, it does not necessarily mean that the government has accessed these loans as yet, right? And there needs to be that differentiation, that loan facilities may be extended to the government, and the government is aware, look, we have access to these things if and when it is that we need it. But I heard them reading out a whole list at how much money and loan for this and loan for that to treat with COVID and whatnot and all of these things. And you need to let the people know, did the government access all of these loan facilities? Instead of you creating a narrative that the government gets so much money and what they do with the money. And that's what the UNC has been talking about. Oh, the government get how much billions of dollars to treat the COVID. As I told you, one man say $418 billion that the government spent on COVID. 8 years worth of a budget. You telling me that the government spent in 15 months? Really? So to come back to Central's query, the other part, as I told you, so is one part deals with the credit rating and the other part focuses on the outlook. And the outlook, based on certain macroeconomic fundamentals, says that the outlook right now is negative. We know what's happening in the energy sector. Again, something that the government has little to no control over, because there has been a reduction in the production of natural gas, right, from approximately 4.1 billion scf per day down to about 2.9, which, I mean, it is cause for concern. But what I find unfortunate, Bruce, is that, so let me finish on that point. So, but the outlook is based on circumstances at a particular point in time. And we know that anything can happen to change these things, to improve our circumstance. And then, because from time to time, Moody's, Standard & Poor's, Fitch, all of these different rating agencies would look at the country's position. Given the fact that we rely heavily on oil and gas, the energy sector still continues to be a main contributor to government revenues. And therefore, if there is any downturn in that particular sector, obviously, it's going to affect us. True. Part of the rating would have looked at, okay, coming back to the issue of debt to GDP ratio, and as you said, okay, I got doubt. Yeah, Corey. I got to my life. So, yeah.
You know, long I said that, waiting for you to see it.
Yeah. But they have to decide when it is that the UNC tries to create a scenario that the debt to GDP ratio is increasing simply because of the level of government borrowing. And that's not necessarily the case. You also have to look at the other side of the equation, which has to do with GDP, which is the gross domestic product, right? And therefore, if it is that our GDP is falling on account of the fact that a significant portion of our GDP comes from the energy sector and production is falling, you're going to have a smaller GDP figure. And the debt as a percentage of that obviously is going to be higher, right? Now, Bruce, the issue I have with is this, right? Everything in this country is, when it comes to the economy, is the government and the government and the government. When Joseph Mandela, former U.S. ambassador, came here, when he first came here, right? Mm-hmm. One of the first speeches, in fact, the first speech that he gave, I think he was addressing some seminar, some meeting that was held by the American Chamber of Commerce. And he commented that he couldn't understand how come the government of Trinidad and Tobago was so heavily involved in the economy in terms of how many different things were state-owned. And he was making the point that does not exist in the United States, right? That the majority of the economy is in private hands. The private sector basically runs and responsible for the economy. Yes, there will be things that the government will do with respect to taxes and the other basic things. But the economy in the United States is driven primarily by the private sector. In fact, Donald Trump would have also made that comment, that the U.S. economy rests heavily on the backs of small business. But in Trinidad and Tobago, for some reason, the business sector is heavily dependent on what the government doing. So they sit back and they fold their arms and let me see what the government going and do, rather than they take the lead. For years, we've been hearing about the diversification conversation. We need to diversify. Yes, we need to diversify. But it cannot be that you sitting and waiting to see what the government going to do. If you have a business idea, Bruce, you need to wait for Keith Rowley to tell you to go and start your business?
Nope.
Exactly. I do understand. How many of these business owners are waiting, had to go and pick up the phone and call Dr. Rowley and say, Dr. Rowley, or call me, but I'm thinking about opening a business. What do you think? It does not work that way, right? Then they will come and talk about the ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago, that it takes too long to start a business, to register a business, and strides have been made to improve that. I think under the UNC, it was to register a business, they said it was 3 to 5 working days. I think now it's probably about 5 to 7. But why do we blame the government when it is that the public servants whose responsibility it is to deal with these things? So if it is that you go and to do a name search. I think the facilities are available online now that you could do a name search and so on, and to submit the documents and such. But there's a process that it has to go through, and if the people who work in the registration department under the office of the Attorney General, it's their responsibility to do the things. While the government may put things in place from a technological standpoint, you cannot affect mindset. I'm not saying that is the case throughout, but there are some people who are still stuck in the old ways. The general population has a mindset or a perception of the public service that if you go to any government office, go there with the expectation that you're going to get poor service. And that has been something that has been around for years. So that it's like you're going to a police station. Most people will tell you they dread going into a police station because they expect when they go into the police station that they're going to be treated a certain way. They expect a certain level of aggression from the police officers. You know, some long face like, oh God, what you come here for? Yeah, which is your want? So that when somebody goes to a police station and they get good treatment, they're surprised. That's why some people just do like to interact with police officers, because the general perception is that, you know, the police is all rough and tumble and so on. But that isn't always the case. But even if that is the case, that is responsibility of the Commissioner of Police to ensure that there is that customer service element incorporated into your training.
Yeah.
But even so, let's face it, the fact is we know that there are a lot of people who go into the police service just for the sake of, because they want to be able to advantage people.
Oh, yes.
I have a man who do me wrong and I want to drop a hard slap on him a long time. And I want to be able to do it and he can't hit my back.
In school, they always used to bully me in school, all right?
Yeah.
I couldn't join the service.
Yeah.
I see them bully me now when I bounce them up somewhere.
Right.
You didn't used to go so school? You can't remember me? All right,
come.
License and registration, please. Come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Step out of the car.
I don't play raising your voice to me because you'll get locked up. Yeah. Right? Behave yourself. It's like, all right, the boss.
Today, you're going to get locked up. Today.
Right. So therefore, there needs to be that whole cultural shift, that whole mindset with respect to public service. And I must admit, we are seeing those changes. Yeah. This administration, which has made significant changes with respect to the use of technology in improving the level of service and the convenience to citizens. So there are a lot of things that you could do from home. You can sit down in front of your computer on your phone and do that you couldn't years gone by. You had to go and stand up in a line in some office somewhere, and they had to go and pull a big book or something to be able to attend to you. Now everything is online. Right? You need to file your taxes online, whereas before you had to go and get this form and fill out and all of this kind of thing. So credit needs to be given to the government. The handling of the court matters now, whereas before you had to go and sit down in a physical court. That's no longer the situation. You sit on home, you send you a Zoom link, you click on your link, judge come up, attorneys come up, and you're in court in your living room, or you're sitting by your dining table and you're in the courtroom. All of these different things, the millions of dollars that the UNC was complaining about, the government was paying amalgamated to transport prisoners $80 million a year or something, so that they said, these things are no longer so. You have a room in the prison, you come, link, turn on, judge, attorneys, everything happening, and you're finished, they escort you back to your cell. You don't have to leave the grounds of the prison. Right? That 80 million is a thing of the past. That contract, which was instituted by the Pandey administration, which the UNC people don't like to talk about. No, they like to talk about it. And it was this Keith Rowley administration that put an end to it. But they wouldn't give Keith Rowley any kudos for that. You know why? Because then that, of course, belies the view that he's a 1%, that he is in the back pocket of the 1% and he's an Oreo. But this constant focus on the government, and if it is you're going to come on the radio to criticize and to make a claim that we were downgraded, is that something for you to be proud of? We were not downgraded. It was simply, as I said, the rating simply reaffirms that we are investment grade with respect to the credit rating aspect of it. Outlook, negative, right? And again, it is because of certain macroeconomic fundamentals, most of which the government has no control over. Because Keith Rowley can't go and stand up by any of these gas fields and clap twice and hop on one foot and gas will develop in the ground, right? So the only thing that could be done, again, the energy companies, I think there's a bid round coming up that and we have proven reserves. It is now just for them to be able to develop some of these different fields. We know what would have happened again. Well, one of the first things that this administration did when they came in 2015 is that they were seeking to accelerate this Laurent Manatee field, the gas deals with Venezuela. Unfortunately, developments in Venezuela, U.S. sanctions and so on, put a halt to that. But had that been able to develop, Trinidad and Tobago, I believe, would have been in a much better place, or would have been on its way to a much better place. So there is definitely that need for diversification, but it cannot be placed solely at the feet of the government. The private sector has a role to play. All of these different sectors that they could invest. Look at it now. Now we talk about the issue of foreign exchange, right, Bruce?
Yeah.
And when was the last time you hear companies complaining about they ain't getting foreign exchange? We know there's still an issue, right? But the complaints aren't as loud.
True.
But there are companies, Bruce, that are involved in the export sector who earn foreign exchange. So they sell their stuff abroad and they get their US currency, as the case may be. But the thing is that they're not remitting it in Trinidad. What a lot of these companies, these manufacturers have now done is open accounts in the US. So they have these accounts in US banks, and when it is that to get paid, their customers are paying the money into these US accounts and staying outside. Now, to some extent, I can't blame them, because if it is, your argument could very well be, if I have a US account in Trinidad, and when I get paid by my suppliers, I put my money into my account. But when I go to the bank to get access to the bank, is telling me I can't get my money. I have a problem with that. It's not that I want to buy the bank money. I have US in my account and you are telling me I can't get it because of the availability of hard currency and so on. Or not even hard currency, they will tell you, well, we can't wire transfer because we have so many back orders. But this is something that has existed for years. Back when I was in the bank up until 2007, I remember business people used to be coming in and complaining about that who want to send money for their children, to pay for the children's school fees abroad, who have their suppliers to pay, and sometimes they had to wait 2-3 weeks, sometimes a month. But if these companies are not remitting their US funds to Trinidad, so they're leaving it in their bank accounts outside, and it makes sense. So therefore, if it is I have a supplier to pay, I could just send instructions to my Bank of America or Chase or whoever, and give instructions for them to wire the money or just transfer the money, because my supplier might probably have an account in the same bank, and they're doing that. But once US becomes available here, some of them still seeing it fit to come and take that money to buy up the US here, even though you have yours outside, because you want to preserve it. So there needs to be some level of give and take if it is that the system is to work. We need to understand that our foreign income has fallen because, again, of what is happening in the energy sector. Now we see the price of energy commodities going back up, gas, oil, but it's now a production issue on our side. So if it is production is falling, prices are rising, it's either you're going to remain stable in terms of the returns that you're getting, and depending on how much production falls, you're actually going to see a reduction in foreign reserves. But we, the citizens, also have to take some level of blame for what is happening because of our taste for everything foreign. Imagine we importing foreign water to drink. Well, you're for real, you're going to the grocery, Zephyr Hills, and all of these different brands, these foreign brands. I have a market for it who want to drink Perrier. What the hell happened to Blue Waters and Oasis and all these things? I love my Blue Waters. I love the taste. That's what I buy. All you want the Sunny and this and all of these other foreign brands. The Sunny.
I ain't about that, no.
I don't deal with that Sunny.
That is, anyway, let me don't say that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you want to say.
Let me don't say that.
That's a very good name, the Sunny.
I reserve my comment.
Yes. I mean, everybody have their taste. You know, that Blue Waters is my preference.
Exactly.
But all of these bottles of water that they have, these fancy bottles, you know, and they know how to catch Chinese. Just bring it in a nice bottle. Of course, there's a bottle I could keep as a souvenir, boy. I'll keep this bottle and I'll put more water in it when I go to the gym. Let me look expensive now. You know, that kind of thing. or how to take this student when I go into work, I walk in with this bottle, so they will figure, well, I only buy an expensive water.
And you have a bottle.
But foreign currency has to be used to purchase these things.
Water via TNT.
Yeah. I mean, half of these things when you go to the grocery stores and you see all of these. What, for instance, with respect to VAT, when the government came in and they removed VAT on certain food items, not all as the UNC would like you to believe, and some of these luxury items that people, the average citizen, does not buy. So when they were talking about maraschino cherries and caviar and all of these different things, who buying these things? Who buying these things, right? So it's in restaurants, high-end restaurants, where the clientele might have had an acquired taste from traveling abroad and they want to come back to Trinidad. And, you know, it's all about flam. Yes, everybody must see that I am ordering steak tartare and all of these different things. Just to what? To keep up appearances. But think of on the other side of it, the impact that it is having on the country's foreign reserves. And I am saying that the diversification thrust has to be led by the private sector. Look at what Associated Brands is doing. They are now spreading their arms abroad, and something they've been doing for a while. The Catch brand. Yeah. They're looking to market that in Europe, and they seem to be doing very well. In fact, one time not so long ago, I heard the chairman Arthur Lockjack making the point that when it comes to US currency to handle their business, Associated Brands is self-sufficient. So what happens in the local banking sector with respect to access to foreign currency doesn't impact them.
You see?
And why is it that more exporters cannot follow that model?
But Dominic, how would you go about doing that? Is it that you would have an account on the outside? A bank account on the outside? And okay, so then that account now will facilitate payments in that currency. Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. All right, cool.
Correct. Yeah, so you open your account on whichever US bank, and therefore when it is that your foreign customers have to pay you, you just send them the wire transfer info details for your bank, if it's Chase Manhattan or Bank of America or Wells Fargo, whoever it is, and they wire the money into your account there, and when you need to pay your suppliers, you just send instructions to the bank telling them to wire the money to this or whoever. So you are doing online banking, my US bank, in Trinidad. So the money doesn't come here at all. Right? Yeah. So, and a lot of them are doing that. They don't have, because there's no shortage of US in the US. So you don't have that problem. And the thing too, Bruce, it is much, and this is what the banking sector in this country needs to look at. It is easier to open a bank account in the United States than it is to open a bank account in Trinidad.
Hey boy.
I have an account, Bruce, with Bank of America in Wiles Road in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. All I needed to open that account was my passport and a document with a US address on it so that they could send me mail. And because my family, we have this vacation home and things, so all our mail come there. And it didn't have to be in my name. I had nothing in my name at the time there, right? Mm-hmm. So I just went and I got a statement. I think it was my brother's bank statement or something, and I took it. I didn't need to get any written authorization from him as what obtains in Trinidad. If you're using a utility bill that's not in your name, you have to get written authorization from whoever is the person, and you have to get a copy of the person ID. 2 things, passport and a document with a US address. And in 15 minutes, an account was open for me, and they're asking you too if you want a credit card one time. No credit history in the US, right?
I need to call my uncle.
But in Trinidad, here, 2 forms of ID, utility bill. If the utility bill not in your name, you need to get written permission from the person and a copy of their ID, right? All of these things that they want.
Yeah, but you
the only thing they're asking for yet is a lung, a kidney, a pint of blood on your firstborn. Everything else.
You forgetting one other thing, partner.
A
job letter.
I forgot that one.
Now hear the thing with that. The twin turned 18 earlier this year. So I was trying to get something for them to do in the meantime, because they between this time to go and get started their other studies now. And they needed a bank account for the company to send the salary to that. So I made some calls and to find out they need a job letter. They need a job letter. But if they ain't get the job yet, where they get the job letter from?
Yeah.
something should be put in place for when children turn 18, right? They can come and open a bank account, begin the little savings, and when they do get a job, you understand, they could take the money, have the company send the salary to that bank account.
Right.
There are little things that I think they really need to work on, and I know everything is so strict because of money laundering but oh gosh, we are sure we could find easier ways to get these things. I mean, at the end of the day, remember, the account is monitored by the bank. So if it is, you see money in excess or whatever, keep going into the bank every so often, obviously that's a red flag, and you freeze the damn account.
Yeah.
What's so hard in that? So I don't know now, boy. I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember back in my time when I was in the bank, they only required a job letter if you're opening a checking account, and the reason for that was to make sure that you have a consistent form of income coming in, because they didn't books and writing bounce checks,
right,
which is against the law. So you needed to provide a job letter for that, but for normal savings accounts you didn't need that. Now my understanding is you need a job letter regardless of whether it's a checking or savings account. Some of them wanted to bring payslip and all kind of thing too, and yeah, but you're right, and so they put and to some extent, Bruce, it's a strategy, I think, on the part of the banks, is to get parents, because some of these banks have accounts that are geared towards specifically for children, young adults, teenagers and so on, to get you to open the account before. So you open the account, this was one of these children accounts, whatever as the case may be, so they could see, well, okay, they have it before, so when they reach to that age. Yeah. But some of them, they put restrictions, so once the child reaches 18 or 19, you have to switch to some different type of account, as the case may be, to build their account base. So all these different types of marketing strategies. But again, that is not something that the government has control over. The Banking Association of Trinidad, the Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, they make their decisions based on these matters. So that when you want to talk about ease of doing business, that has to be factored in as well, because it makes no sense that you start a business, but you can't open a bank account in which to put your money. And the bank, when they want all of these different documents, if it's a limited liability company, you have to bring your certificate of incorporation, your articles of incorporation. They want your financials from the last how much years, 2-3 years worth of financials. But if I'm a new company and I'm now starting up, they want cash flow projections and all of these different things. I mean, all of these are a disincentive for some people, and that is why you have a lot of people who would just simply say, I'm going to go in the credit union and open an account there. So they need to meet people halfway, right? And these are some of the things that, again, the government gets blamed for when they talk about ease of doing business. Opening a bank account is a critical aspect of doing business.
And you believe I had an issue some years ago with I wouldn't call the name of the credit union, but what happened is my mom, she was in the credit union, and what she did, up to this day, I just call it a starter account. I don't know what they call it at the time. Right. My brother and I were still in school, and she was, money from her salary would have come out every month to go into that account for us, right? So, and when we turn 18, we would start making our contributions to the account. So she explained to me, about building credit and, I said, okay, cool, no problem. So I waited a couple of years after I turned 18, continue putting, and I decided a day, all right, let me start to build a little credit. I'm going and buy a mattress. I'm going and buy a mattress. So I'm going and get money borrow to buy a mattress. At the time I was working peaks, so my salary was, my salary was nice, and I could have bought the bed cash, but again, like I say, it's to build the credit. So I went into them, carried the necessary documents, and the lady that I spoke to told me that I wouldn't be able to do that at this time. So I continue to ask her why they want to see how am I doing where my contributions are concerned every month? What you call it is I forget what you call it. Every month. So I say, but every month I come and I pay the same amount that used to come out of my mom's salary. I continue to pay that.
Right.
For the past, I think it was for the past 3 years. I say, so now I would like to, get a loan to start to build my credit. Papa, they give me beans. I say, but the mattress cost $1,200. I say, you could see clearly from my salary that I could afford to buy the mattress cash.
Right.
What's the problem? You know what's the end result of that, Dominic? Well, here what's going on. Give me all my money in my account, close it off, I go in someplace else. But still, you have to wait. I say, listen to me. I want my money now. I don't have to even here unless I get it. Now, back then, Dominic, your boy didn't have no children, and the level of the ignorance now, boy, was all the way up here. Right. So my voice started to get loud in the people in them establishment. I say, you hear what I telling you? I'm not coming back tomorrow, no next day. I can't get a loan from all this. How much days now I come in here? Give me all of my money, right?
Yeah.
And I will take my business elsewhere. Simple. And I sit down right inside of the waiting patiently. And next lady come out. At the time I wasn't studying who was manager and who was what, and the next lady come out to talk to me. Well, assuming she probably was somebody higher than who I was dealing with.
Right.
We're so sorry for the inconvenience, and you don't want to try to get. I say I don't want a loan again, or no? I want money. Give me money. Yeah. But my mom wasn't too pleased, though. But yes. I took the money, I put it into my bank account, and ended up joining. That is when I ended up joining Unit Trust.
Right.
And I put the money into Unit Trust. Because mommy wasn't too pleased, boy, you need to be in a credit union. I say, honey, and I explained to she what happened. Well, she called and all and take a turn in the tail. I say, I not going through that. You see, the day I was asking you about one? Right, because I would like to get back into one. I do some credit building through the bank, so I would like to join a credit union. I will do that sometime soon and sort out myself. I not one, but watch me. You see, so many different things. I don't know if they find I was too young. I don't know what. Up to this day, Dominic, if I tell you this was the problem, I'll be lying because I don't know. But I say, but after a little, it's not to say that as it turned over to me being the one to pay on the account, I went and asked for a loan.
Right.
I wait a little 3 years. I pay. Always see how I pay in every month religiously. I come in and I pay in. Hey. Because at the time I didn't have no online banking. I didn't know nothing about letting them take it from your account to send it here and all that back. And I didn't know nothing about that. Physically, I get my money and I go and I pay over the counter.
Right.
I can't get a loan? Okay, no problem. Can I have the money? And then the next thing too, the money that was in the account was more than the price of the bed. Is dividends, is call it?
Well, they have shares.
Shares, that is what it is.
Yes, shares. Yeah, so your shares will be generating dividends usually annually, but you had collateral to cover the loan. So
exactly. So what's the problem?
I don't understand the lending policies of some of these institutions because some of the things that they look at, I mean, they will see you had a loan from 2 years ago or 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and you probably, if the loan was for 5 years, Bruce, so that is 60 months you were required to pay. You had 2 late payments. They will totally disregard the fact that out of 60, you had 58 months where you paid perfect. They look at that too. Well, Mr. Thomas, we saw here that you had 2 months of late payments, and that because of that we can't give you the loan. Oh, so 2 worth more than 58. All right, no problem.
How many? We have a few cable providers in the country, right?
Yeah.
Right, we have a few. So right, nobody would know which one I'm talking about. Again, online banking.
Yeah.
The boy just sit down in front of the computer like he in the bank and he paying bills, man. Mommy just organizing this, bills paying, right. I see I get in how to put it, but you know, if as I say this, everybody gonna know who it is. They don't call no name here, right? I realize I get in a little notification. So I say, but what's going on here, boy? But when I check back, I end up paying, I think, $100 short. Right? So, no matter what going on again, this notification coming. So I decided to call to find out what is going on. Then they're going to explain to me that they have some automated something. So from the time that automation realized that if you're supposed to pay 10 and you pay 9, you're going to get licks for that one that you pay. Plenty licks. So I when I called and I spoke to someone, I said, listen to me. During this entire pandemic, I have been paying this bill properly. I say 1 month was short by 1. And this is what I get in here? I say, are you serious? Well, Mr. Thomas, we do apologize, but it's an automated something. And all you need to fix that.
Fix it.
All you need to fix that. I say, because at the end of the day, if I fall short 6 months in a straight or 3 months or 2 months, all right, fine. No, hey, you're delinquent. But that's not the case. 1 month and you spread more over the calls. So I said, do I need to take my business elsewhere? Oh, no, Mr. Thomas, we will organize and we will remove the notification. So it so happened the notification never removed it. Because when I call back again, somebody tell me something different. They say they can't move it. I say, okay. But they tell me when I do pay, take a little picture, send it to the email, and they will sort it out. Well, I take a picture when I pay. And I make a nice note. A very nice note. I didn't use no obscene. Well, my mother read it, she said, but you're cussing them here still.
Yeah.
I didn't use no obscene language there. A nice note. And I get back a nice reply. I say, Oli, have to be mad. I say, you know, what's the problem? Oli don't know who is who.
Yes.
Right? And even forget the who is who. Look at how somebody's paying. You have to set up your algorithms, your whatever, your commands, however, set it up in such a way where you would see that, okay, this client is not a delinquent one.
Yeah.
In the years that you all have provided this service, the payments have been on point. So if you see one payment a little sketchy, oh gosh, wait to see the next payment go be sketchy before you do something now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they need to. These facilities, they really need to work on that, because I have a similar problem that you have right now. Because every time I go and build you keep telling me payments up to July 1st, 0. Now it's reading payments up to August 2nd, 0. But I pay only every month. Right? Same thing, big picture. Now, I need to hire, I don't cuss, so I probably need to hire a professional cuss bud. Because it's ridiculous. Right? I don't play that. Because I only have my money, and yet still, your thing on my television is telling me no payments made. And I pay more than what I'm supposed to pay. All the time. It's better you all owe me than I owe you. That's my philosophy. And then, anyway, I'll deal with it. How much time we have there to take a call before the
Yeah, we could take some calls, man. And like I said, do not call no company name. I will cut you off. I'm not even asking anything. Do not call no. Anytime I want to call any company, I cut and all off. Do not call no company name to put the radio station and no distribute. Right. Take our call here. Caller, good morning.
Morning, good.
Morning.
Well,
Morning.
let me tell you, all you have it nice. Because imagine, I was with a certain provider, and I changed provider, and was still getting a bill every month from the one that I stopped being with.
What?
So don't feel that you was nice. You had it nice. I still getting a bill for something I no longer have. So all you're good. Look at you're in the green. You get through.
You get through.
Yeah, GT, man. Because you know why it is for you to get a bill for something you will have? Boy, listen, so this is where we at. This is where we at. But what are you going to do? On a serious note, I'm now passing here by the bank. I know, God, somebody had to do something a little different. I understand it's pension and whatever, but maybe they could do it a little early and get people in groups or find some way by account number or something to get people to come in a certain quantity and at certain times so they could send out notification. Because what I seen here this morning is just a petri dish. I passed by 3 banks and it's the same petri dish as here. So I don't know, maybe the banks could do something, the state could do something, could advise them how to function, because like people really unconcerned, no concern, or are not really sure what is the problem. But this is looking too nice. We're looking like we're going to end up in a problem again, because pension is for older folks. And if you're putting the older folks at risk, we're going to really have a problem. So, as I say, somebody come up with a better idea now. Come up with a plan. You all gentlemen have a nice day.
Yeah, man. Take care. Caller, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Bruce.
Oi.
And Dominique, good morning to you all.
Morning.
I like the topic this morning is money. Bruce, and I want to stretch it so far. You know, if you go Western Union now, here what they're asking is if you're affiliated with any member of parliament. You know that now? You hear me?
But why they want to know that? I don't understand that.
Beg pardon?
Why they want to know that?
I don't know. So if I affiliate with any member of parliament, will I tell them, Bruce?
No.
Dominique? Bruce?
Oh, gosh.
I want to start this morning. You see, Fally Augustine, from a bag of coals it just get dust, right? Dominique, you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, from a bag of coals it just get dust. Bruce, I noticed for Venezuelan, every time they hold them, it hotter Venezuelan breach of curfew, Bruce. Bruce, I noticed again, firemen had also rescued 9 people from hiker trips in Chagaramas. Bruce, are we real in Trinidad and Tobago? And the talking tongue, Nelson Mandela Park, 20 million. Dominique, you all right?
Yes. Yeah, man.
Mommy Sauce, good morning to you. And everybody love your face mask. They saw me with it and I asked them they asked me where I purchased it and I told them. So they love your face mask. Bruce, have a good one. Dominique, have a good one.
You too. But I think, Bruce, why they ask you about if you have any affiliation with politicians is because of under the Proceeds of Crime Act, they have what are called PEP, so politically exposed persons. So that would be anybody who is related to in any way to a politician, because there's a view that politicians who are stealing from the public purse and are looking for avenues by which to siphon that money could use friends or family members in order as conduits to funnel that money. So that's why they want to know if you're what is defined as a politically exposed person. So if you're related to anybody, not just politicians, but any senior government official like a judge or a magistrate or a permanent secretary, any high public official.
Remember to ask you something about that after the break. Caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
From Tobago. my financial guru, male guru, female guru, Mr. Andy, everybody in Tobago. Morning. You see, because we had a man depositing, you could only deposit 50,000 the other day, and he had a man depositing 49,500. Not so, Dominic?
Yes, sir.
You remember, and all of that come out of what happened under the People's, or the so-called People's Partnership after I mash up. But, Dominic, I heard you said something. Now, this is something been happening for years, where businessmen who export their goods, bang their money abroad, and use their money to buy goods abroad to come back to manufacture. So therefore, they don't face the inflation rate that we would face when we buy from the banks here, not so?
Correct.
Right. But if you notice, the group of people that do that continue to increase the price of goods and services, which shouldn't be. And tell you, the reason for that is because of the cost of the US. But they don't pay 7 to 1 or 6 to 1 or whatever, because their money is stayed right which part they get it. So they don't pay the exchange rate. And that's been going on. That is why the Supermarkets Association and some businesses has a monopoly. That is why you find the opposition could say that the government is causing the price of goods and services to go up. Why the grocery going up so much? And there are certain items in the supermarket doesn't have to go up because the manufacturer has his money abroad and buys his goods abroad with the same money and bring it back here. Gentlemen, all enjoy the day.
Take care.
Thank you.
Dominic, with that, we go to the break and we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Are you experiencing loss of vision, or are your glasses broken? At Value Optical, we're open, and we're here to help. You can have your urgent eyeglasses in 3 days with packages starting at $695. When you visit us, be mindful of the 3 W's. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Please call us toll-free 800-2020 for expert advice on your vision needs or to book your appointment. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Simpson's Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpson's Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the lime had to go on. But in the meantime, just come online with the Live Wire. I'm on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, Lime on the Live Wire, Saturday afternoons, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gonna be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe.
Get your vaccine. Well. Since I was pitching marbles, the place was good. I went and did some doubles, the place was good. I went by the beach and I watched the skies, it was a paradise. But when COVID touched down that day, and I see the cases start to raise, I tell you, if you don't get vaccinated, it's trouble for the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. No more lockdown in Port of Spain. For TNT to be good again. Right? So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. Yo, this is Iwer, George, big boss of the business. And this is the message from the North Central Regional Health Authority.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I can buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowpita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Ronnie,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of 2nd August 2021 stands at new positive cases 109, total active cases 5,818, total recovered patients 32,129. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present, 39,039. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Share the line. Share the line. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the line. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the line. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the line. The Street 919 FM.
My brother.
So welcome back. Just a bit of housekeeping for you. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time and to provide expert eye care services to you. All of our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice the established health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. Johnny Q for all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies. Gravel and sand now available. Don't forget Power Master, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15, Arpita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. Digicel customers get all the convenience. Now you're no longer limited to paying with your credit card. Use your Visa debit card on My Digicel app to pay your Digicel Plus and mobile bill. Top up or purchase a plan. Download the My Digicel app in your mobile app store today. International cricket superstars Karen Pollard, Dwayne Bravo, Lyndall Simmons and Riyad Emirates, even Raymond Ramnarayan and Ravi B has all been using Omega XL for joint pain and getting great results. So what about you? Just pick up a bottle of Omega XL right now at all leading pharmacies or call Great Health Limited at 225-0410. So live long and stay strong with Omega XL. Yes, so guys, welcome back. Yes. Ooh.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, I see there's just one other development story, that is with the proposal to replace the natural grass at the Nelson Mandela Park with AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And the Prime Minister has intervened in the conversation. So he put out he put out a post yesterday, and then he put out another one this morning. Apparently, people thought that his reference to salesman in his post yesterday was in reference to the mayor, who happens to be an insurance salesman. So let's see here what it says here. Okay, let me get it here. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah. Right. So yesterday the Prime Minister said replacing the natural environment at Mandela Park with artificial turf is a salesman's foolish idea that ought not to waste the time or the resources of the Port of Spain Corporation. The government is sure the corporation can put its time and money to much better use and spare us all this unnecessary aggravation. Well, I guess he probably got word that people thought that his reference to a salesman's foolish idea was, as I said, in reference to the mayor of Port of Spain, who happens to be an insurance salesman and a branch manager, I think, at Sagicor. So he says this morning, 36 minutes ago, the Prime Minister put out another post on his Facebook page. My reference to salesman in my comment on the Port of Spain Corporation misadventure in Mandela Park is in no way a reflection on the mayor's profession, something that didn't occur to me, or professional conduct. I was referring specifically to the corporation taking seriously and possibly being led astray by the supposedly unsolicited proposal from an AstroTurf sales pitch from someone looking for a business opportunity, gift wrapped as a good idea, which should awaken and excite the corporation. So we'll see how that develops, if it is that the mayor will, I imagine that the UNC is only a matter of time before they say, well, based on the Prime Minister's utterances, that the mayor should tender his resignation. Yeah. So they probably, as with Raymond Timke, no surprise there. No surprise at all.
Ah, boy. Very good.
Yes, I guess you can open the lines and let the people say what they have to say.
Guys, you can call us up 342-0081 and 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call. You can call me up. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Dominic. I have one more point, and I'll say thank you again.
Yes, sir.
Argument because I didn't hear your program on Sunday, so I heard you just now. My guru had us to put Miss Sajuan Ali in a place some night ago. Well, she didn't deal with her, but in her referring that we had a downgrade. And I don't know why the opposition keep telling people a downgrade is when you move from A or B status down to C or junk bond status. We haven't moved. What they give us is an outlook of what could happen in the next year if we don't set things in place because of low oil prices. So I think somebody somewhere responded to Ms. Sajuan Ali and told her, I said, whatever is the Prime Minister? And asked, I think it's the Minister of Finance, far as I heard, responded to Ms. Sajuan Ali because I think she teaches, she's a lecturer at UWI.
Yes.
And doesn't know what a downgrade is. Check it out and see if the Minister of Finance didn't respond to Ms. Sajuan Ali. But my guru put her in in a sort of a background on a radio program. She didn't come back out on the other night. I don't know if she'd come back this week. Enjoy the morning, gentlemen. And thanks, Dominic.
Caller, good morning.
Morning again, Bruce.
Hey,
Dominic, I hear you discuss, you say that you don't cost something. You could call me, this is a payment that cost people in Tower Market, you know. You could call me, I go cost them for you. There is a payment to cost all them people in Tower Market. All who get trouble. When they see you coming, they're afraid. And you say good morning to all the people who I didn't say good morning to before. Everybody love and everybody. All you don't cost nobody, call me. I go to the work for you, I go.
Oh gosh. So guys, you can call us up 342-00814665391. This is the time to call us up. Lines are open. Caller, good morning.
Bruce.
Oi.
Dominic. Oh, Dominic.
Yes, ma'am.
What's going on with Anna Robert's face? You could help me, please?
What she said?
Wait, is that?
Anna Robert's face. Could you tell me what it is going on with Anna Robert's face? He in a totally mess. I gone.
I understand.
Well, he looked like he put on some serious weight, eh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he look a little bloated.
Okay. Eating too much.
Oh, you know he is suffering. He's certainly not suffering.
No. Thing in me fever, man. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Hello, good morning, Bruce and Dominic. Kelman.
Morning.
And I just called to tell my granddaughter happy birthday because you are Kelman. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, and happy birthday to all those celebrating birthdays today and this week going forward. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Good morning, Bruce Wayne.
Morning.
Morning. Robert, tell me something. Why is it UNC using this man as a spokesperson to host the Olympics?
Well, that's what we was asking too, you know.
I don't understand that, boy. Everybody knows who Anna Roberts is. But like, we really have no moral standard in this country. Anything you go, they're trying to sanitize him. Well, that's what I'm thinking right now. Maybe going back for a seat again. So maybe it's that public relations son, but I don't know. But every time I see this man singing on the Olympics, but it's just upset that I want to see the Olympics. So they can't hire any other sports commentator other than him. And that is why I keep saying, I think it's time for some of these TV stations and radio stations to declare their hand on them. It's either or they're affiliated with a certain political party. Let us know that. Just like how Fox News is affiliated with the Republican Party in the United States, everybody knows what they stand for. The stupidness about not for one, for against, and both parties are for, that is a lie. It's either you're for the GNM or for the UNC. Right? Dominic will stay out of that. I just want to hear Dominic's opinion on that, what he thinks about it. It's a time for some of these TV stations and radio stations to declare their hand, whether it's PNM affiliated or UNC affiliated. That is all. You have a good day.
Yeah, man. Take care. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, good morning. You hear me? Sorry about that. Guess you're not hearing me. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce and Dominic. Good morning. You see that Sally Augustine? He has no relevance again. Sally's trying to be relevant to something. You realize that he has been thrown in the CDC's bamboo patch? Well, Who are you seeing now doing all these press conferences and interviews? It's Faith Israel and Watson. They have no time for Farley anymore. Farley has been used by Watson. Now they have so the only time he could be relevant is to go on the social media and put out this nonsense. And with CLC3, why they have Anil Roberts pulling down their station? I wonder if the head of Antamatan and see what's going on in CLC3. This is all they could do to bring Anil Roberts to bring down their station. Have a pleasant morning.
To my dear, take care. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Bruce and Dominic, good morning.
Morning.
This is something different. I want to speak about the Olympics. You know, the medals, like gold, silver, and bronze, I find this would give everybody gold. In context, yes. The first runner-up.
Caller, you're breaking up, you know.
All right. The first runner-up. You know?
A little better.
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
The first runner-up to be a 24-karat gold medal. The second runner-up, a 18-karat gold, smaller one. And the third runner-up, 10-karat gold. And they could give the fourth prize a silver. And you see it's going to go better. Everybody will come out. That's all that is.
All right, that's something nice. I like that concept. I like that. A nice concept. Three 420-0081 466-5391. Lines are currently open. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Batman and Robin.
Morning.
I know plenty of people don't like to hear my voice, but I like to talk. I'm getting long in age and I want to talk till I'm dead. All right, we're talking about the credit union this morning. I want to tell my friends and family out there, credit union is the best way to go. I'll tell you why. I have been a member for over 55 years and my money is safe up to date. And the interest is better, but the good thing and the best thing about the credit union is if you are an ambitious person, money-wise, and you like money, you join a credit union and you can become a director. When you become a director, you can travel the world. I have been able to see 10 countries because of credit union.
Okay.
So it's just sharing what can happen with the credit union. But the bank disappointed me when I had my child in 1990. I won't go into details, but I'm talking from experience where I would like to encourage the youth to join the credit union and you will reach places. Penelope Beckles was on the board of credit union. Plenty important people, Gary Cross. I could tell many names that elevated people. So I talk already, this old age. 73 years, you know. Anyway, I just want to share the knowledge that credit union is the best way to go. Okay. But whenever we are approaching people, we must approach with dignity. And Bruce sounded like he did with dignity. He stood firm and he got results. Don't go cussing and carrying and getting on like a badge because it's a small establishment. Go with pride, and you know when you go with pride, you too will become a director because people will recognize how nice you are, how good you are, and they will encourage your ambition and inspire your hope. So this is just a little thing to start for the youth. And even the older people could switch to. It's up to you all. Because I find bank is very discouraging. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
One more wine, one more drink.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic, Sharon, everybody else. Good morning.
Morning.
I heard a name all you calling this morning on a 3 station. You know, I don't even never even think, because the point is, I do not look at any station that doesn't bring over what they're supposed to bring. And hearing from what you all are saying, I mean, I hear it on the news, I don't look at it. I don't look at it. It's at a radio station on mornings during the week. I don't listen to it either. So, all you don't give them space or let them know all you're listening to them at all. Don't listen to them. They'll make all your brain go wild. Okay? If they can educate me with something sensible, why should I listen to them? And the station should know that. Okay?
Yes.
Right.
Me and my friend, when we reach his problem, grab them and jam it's rhythm section, we inside looking.
Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. Caller, good morning.
A blessed morning to you, Bruce Wayne.
Morning.
Dominic, Miss Sharon Felix, all listeners and callers, all who are on the live. My concern this morning is the mayor of Port of Spain, who wanted to spend $20 million down at the Mandela Park. Mr. Mayor, the Central Market want refurbishing. Take out $10 million and put it in and refurbish the Central Market for me, please. You understand me? Mr. Mayor, a fire occurred last year, April, and up to now the people and them can't get those buildings and them to use. Some of the toilets, some of the toilets down for a good while now. Take $10 million and refurbish the Central Market for me, please, Mr. Mayor. Deputy Mayor, I know you are a man listening, but you know the one on top of you. Let him hear what's going on and do the right thing, Mr. Mayor, with the monies in the Port of Spain City Corporation. No, nothing for Nelson Mandela Park. Take the money and refurbish the Central Market. Please, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much, Bruce and Dominic.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Bruce.
Oi.
This one for Dominic. Dominic, I saw in the papers, well, 2 lovers fight against some woman, and one decide he not giving no statement to the police in Tobago. You read that, Dominic?
Nah, I didn't.
I wanted to read it. It's on today's Guardian too. You understand me? Like one was giving another one a butt now, and some blows fast, and they decide not to give the police no statement. They don't want to press no charge. Dominic, that make my week. I gone.
I check that one out.
I don't want to say the same thing. What she say it in the Guardian?
Yeah.
I ain't seeing. Let me take the next call in the meantime. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Good morning, Dominic.
Morning.
And Dominic. Morning. Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir, we hear you.
I'm not hearing you.
Go ahead. You hearing us? Go ahead.
Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah. Some people hearing us, some not hearing us. I don't know what's going on. Some people hearing us, some not hearing us. I don't know what happening there. To the person that just called, we were hearing you. I don't understand why he wasn't hearing us.
Perfect.
Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, hello. Okay. I ain't see that story, Dominic. I see a thing with man relative sustained gunshot wounds in family scuffle. I ain't think that is what she was talking about. Let me see. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Hi,
We're not
morning.
here. Yes. Good morning to you and good morning to Dominic. That is, yes, last night that was on the news what Mommy said, two person, one beat one, in that is in Tobago, and the one who got licked is saying not given no evidence to the police. But I want to say something what Mommy said before with the pensioners, right? In 2010, the UNC did bring a proposal that pensioners to send out a form stating that pensioners will have access to open a banking account for their pensions to go into the banking account because of due to people was robbing the post people and then when they go to carry the checks and things, right? Some take it and some did not take it. But when this government come in, they do the same thing, and people refuse to open a banking account for the money to go in. And I figure the minister who in charge of that should apply. I know it's people right, but apply that if they are coming to sign, they can't get no check because you see we're in a pandemic and they're going in the post office to collect the check. That they're looking for hazard to take place around the country.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, but that was a proposal from the UNC, and then the PNM take it up and thing and say that when the check something because they even say that if any check go missing and thing, they're not responsible until because they ask them to open a banking account. Okay, for the check to go in. Okay. Then.
Caller, morning.
Bruce,
Oi.
check 89 on the Guardian where you see pigtail and alcohol seized and a Coast Guard also arrested in Tobago. Check it and you will see Dominic. Go to the thing now, man. I know you're better at you and Bruce. I gone.
I do have the caller, good morning. Morning.
Good morning, Uncle Bruce.
Morning.
And to Uncle Bruce Rain as well. There are some things that's going around with regards to pensioners having the direct deposit done, right? A lot of them, per se, has done it, right? And the forms, or I don't know if it's the forms that were not returned directly to the Ministry of Finance just yet, but I could pinpoint you to quite a few persons. There's 3 years now. There's a woman up by me who is 87 years of age, right? And up until this day, her check still comes home, and she filled out all the forms and everything, and not just one, but several. Because every time she goes back to the Ministry of Social Development and tell them, they give her a new form, and when she takes it to the bank and they fill it out and she takes it back to them, it's either the form misplaced or something. So what I think they should probably do is maybe have it done the same day, because, I mean, when you look at it, a lot of people still getting it done, but is having it activated is another.
Okay, understood.
So, locked on and listening.
Yeah, man, take care. Thanks for the call. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bruce. Dominic. Dominic. What I want to say is that this situation about the repaving of the Mandela Park, it seemed like somebody from the corporation, they wanted to eat our food by. It's a good thing the Prime Minister stepped in and stopped it. And he called it a foolish act. So therefore the Prime Minister is calling his own CNN people foolish. Thank you.
Ah, boy. Yeah, your partner learning to be a DJ, man. He could mix.
Well, at least he finally gave the PM kudos for something, eh?
Hey, caller, morning.
Dominic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dominic.
Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a radio on, but no, I know you hear Bruce. Dominic had to stop this man in his shoes. You can hear it, he just pick and choose things. Up to now, he apologize for making a reckless thing. Oh, he's read about in 4 papers concerning the poster coming. You understand? So the food the Prime Minister stopped. It had to be probably one of the UNC. One of them wanted to eat her food. So he stopped that. Fool like him. Racial fool like him.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. Good morning to Dominic and everyone else.
Morning.
Central, well, you're happy now, you have company. Since you know the Prime Minister recognized fools and the PNM, you have company now, so you will be happy.
Alright, I'm going to try it again. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning. You hearing me on the phone or on the radio?
Let me tell you, I don't know if you're probably hearing me, but I'm not hearing. But
okay.
Here is my thing, I'm Central thanks for listening because, like a lot of you, and I keep telling people, especially who support this particular station, don't be bothered with numbers. There are a lot of people listening. They might not have YouTube or Facebook, but they're listening, and it's very, very important because I'm telling you, for 2015 and 2020 shaped the way for the right-thinking citizens to understand who you don't want to run your company, which is Trinidad and Tobago. Bruce and Dominic, I'm very pleased that the Prime Minister put a stop to that particular, if it's a recommendation or what was going to be done with the paving of Mandela, the surfing of Mandela Park, and the surfing and whatever recommendation that was made. I think it did make sense. Now, if we're promoting greenery, it's a catch-22 for me, because environment is a big deal now, especially in the energy sector. And it transcends itself into normal operations or normal day living with garbage collections and so on. So, in essence, it promotes your life. I think the end result would be that. So, I think it was a bad recommendation that was made for that to happen. But I know there was a big quarrel at one time when Carlos John went on to pave some part of the savannah. And then we, of course, embraced it after a while because it showed where we got away from the mud. So what I'm thinking, I think the mayor should concentrate really, even though there was some arrangement or some agreement, I don't know if it's unwritten, in relation to the savannah being paved. But you know what, during the rainy season, when you have events in the savannah, outside the main entrance, of course you can park inside. That outside area, I think the mayor should consider that being paved. While the rest of the savannah could be exposed for sporting events and so on, where you have an administration aspect or an event aspect taking place in the savannah, I think it's very difficult for people to park on grass during the rainy season. And it's muddy outside there. I think just get the right team up. And I think it is used as a vaccination site. And of course, security doing their job, push it into the mud to park. I think that should be a consideration as to whether or not you should pave there
Of course, it could be a problem with the environmentalists and these people who are quite selective, because I remember even down on the foreshore, they made a big hurrah when I think this African man wanted to keep a calypso thing out down there, and then eventually you have that big mall down there now, and the Syrian man make no noise. So sometimes we selective. But here it is. Here's my problem again. If we're promoting life based on the environment, which is good, you also have the problem where people living longer to collecting like NIS and pension. That becoming not a problem, but being red flag now, as people living longer as well should pay more towards these make more contribution towards these things. Because the other end, in the NIS, they find there's a problem there, and Dominic had a nice program the other day. My thing is, unless we get it correct for proper accountability, I think it will be a stress on the citizens. And this has nothing to do with the politics of the minister, It has a lot to do with the parliament in getting things approved. Because the gentleman just spoke about the how you go through when you send in all the documents and you can't get things approved quickly. I'll give an example. My wife applied for NIS. She gets a lump sum. She went through the burden of getting everything correct, and when she got it correct and she sent it in, it came back with her name spelled wrong. So she sent it back. It's taken 3 months to validate. So there's a problem, and it's stressful, and it's a lot to do with public servants taking things for granted out there with people who need what they require. So I mean, I've taken a little long this morning, but to just connect things in our society that we need proper accountability for, proper legislation, and for people out there to understand what needs to be done now for the benefit of the citizens. And one thing that I don't agree with is the tilting of Mandela Park. Think about it, Savannah. Take care, guys. Thanks for letting me in the contribution this morning.
Yeah, man. So Jereme Richards got into the finals. He placed third in the semi.
Was that it, Bruce?
I say Jereme Richards. He got into the finals. He placed third in the semis.
Oh.
So.
It's pouring rain here by me, so I'm barely here.
You serious, brother, man? You keep that up the road there, no?
Thunders and lightnings like
what? Keep that up by you. I didn't walk with no with no umbrella this morning, no? Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Dominic, Bruce. Sorry, Asian. Big boss, Iwer. Concerning that issue with the Mandela Park race there, you're watching how private sector willing to participate in order to probably make profit, or something. Maybe, they probably had an idea where, they thought they would have jumped on some profit. But what I'm saying is that, we have a lot of rich people in this country, extremely rich people. Good morning, sir. So what I'm saying now is that the private sector could take up projects that with that same attitude they have where they wanted to make money. They could probably get involved. All right, for instance, how they get involved with the vaccination program, and it was kind of, and it was not kind of, where probably enough people to go and vaccinate where the complaint was. Well, what we could do, you see the rapid rail, I think brothers should come together. The rich in the country, the rich people in the country, come together, wake back up the dead, wake back up the feasibility study, and I know a lot of people knock there because they're 35, like they're greedy and traveling by train will be expensive and blah 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 blah. But I think they should revisit that as business people, as a public government, private sector kind of initiative, do the feasibility study and see if all they could achieve at least one phase. Itself, the stress or the north-south, people can achieve, the business people in this country, they come together with government and only use all the money and achieve at least one phase of the rapid rail project, make up the feasibility study, achieve one phase and see, in terms of where the toll will be to travel and things, the people could make back a portion. So I think if try to bring a rail, I think they could do a lot of good business. It will work well for them in terms of workers coming to work on time, blah, 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 blah. But at least one case, give it a little investigation. Dominic, I know how we're looking in your numbers, in your accounting numbers, if it will be, if it's stronger like something workable. But, it's just a suggestion I put forward that the private sector should actually investigate. Because all first world countries and developing countries have rails, and rails just help with cargo. It just helps with moving people in mass. Rail brothers go leave their car home and jump on the rail. So it's just a suggestion of the private sector should at least wake back up the feasibility, pay for it, get the feasibility, get the estimate, whatever. That'll be one phase. We go give all a little applause and see if they can do a little one phase of the even let's say east-west or north-south.
Okay.
How about the day, brother?
Yeah, man, take care. Well, that really had to be real following you. I watching you here in apparatus. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bruce, Dominic. I about the rocket rail business. Isn't the PNM government wasted 500 million on a feasible study for rocket rail business? And could you remember the same PNM who closed down the train system? Oh my gosh. You closed down something where you could have improved on it. Yet you come and spend $500 million for a study for the same train system. Okay.
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish listening to him.
Yeah, I have a little delay there. Yeah. And again, you see, and what UNC people don't understand, right? They always like to reference Singapore, Bruce, when it comes to development and where Singapore was and what you're meant to do. And one of the reasons why Singapore is where it is today is because their Prime Minister recognized that in order to attract foreign direct investment, in order to attract foreigners to come to Singapore and invest directly, Singapore needed to look like a developed country. And so he would have done his research to see what a developed country looked like back then, and he would have spent the money and incorporated it and so on. Singapore didn't have the kind of natural resource wealth that we have. They were deemed to be a backwater outpost of the UK. And now today, they are one of the most developed countries in the world. Because you see, they understand what developed status looks like. And they spend the money for it. But in Trinidad here, when you do things in order to bring us to developed country status, the first thing the UNC just jump up and say is a vanity project. Right? And they dismiss it. And of course, the popular, when they come and talk dollars and cents, the population, all who suffering and they have food and can't buy chicken and could only buy chicken food, jump on the money bandwagon and not consider what are the long-term benefits. So they will go to all these other foreign countries and they're happy to ride the train. Oh yes, never ride on that train before, I want to ride on it. Trinidad here, right. So Central is talking about the PNM stop the old train system and they could have improved on it and so on. And it was all part of a mass transit system at that time, and there would have been the creation of the bus route and so on, and the whole bus system and all of that, and it would have benefited. But even so, at the end of the day, yes, you have to do feasibility studies, because where the train was going to run, you have to make sure that identify the area, how much it would cost, and these things. And you see, this is the problem. They like to talk about the cost and how much money pelt out. But you ain't going to talk about how much billion spent, $1 billion plus spent on the wastewater treatment plant. What we get for that, Central? You ever get one drop of water? We get some things by the Cuba roundabout there. I think that's down on his side, where NP is now putting up a gas station that looking like some UFO. Have no idea what those huts or whatever it is that was for, but they're just there. I don't understand when they were taking money from NGC. By the end of the day, I think that a rapid rail system is inevitable in this country. When, I don't know, because we don't have the money for it now. But if it is that we want to have developed country status, these are the things that, and it may have to come about via public-private partnership, as the previous caller was talking about.
Yeah.
It cannot be something that the government alone undertakes. So again, these feasibility studies is what would determine, particularly for the private sector, if it is something that they want to invest their money in, how long it's going to take for them to make a return on their investment before they put any monies into that. So yes, Central $500 million was spent on the feasibility study, and it would have borne fruit had it not been for the UNC and the PP. No rapid rail. That was their mantra. That was their campaign, along with Axe the Tax. Do so. Remember? All of that you all stopped. We are in 2021. The PNM had a plan called 2020, Vision 2020, that was supposed to see us become our developed countries by 2020. As last year. How much progress did you all put a stop to? If you all didn't stop the smelter plant, we could have been earning significant foreign exchange from the smelter plant now to offset the losses in the energy sector. But I know you all come and talk about Petrotrin, because again, you all failed to understand and to accept and acknowledge that Petrotrin was losing money, $2 billion a year. But all you want to talk about how much money was going into the treasury. Yes, they were earning foreign exchange in the same way now that Heritage is earning foreign exchange, and the same way Paria is also earning foreign exchange. Paria isn't doing anything different. They're sending, they're still shipping fuel, imported fuel to other Caribbean countries who were benefiting from Petrotrin. So they're still earning foreign exchange. But it's just that they were losing money because for each barrel of oil that they were importing, the amount of refined fuel that they were getting from that, they were operating at a loss. The profit they were making was less than what they were paying for the barrel of oil, Central. But you won't talk about that. No, Petrotrin and Petrotrin and Petrotrin. It's because Petrotrin closed down that the country suffered. I don't know. Well, we'll continue to ride the bus and the maxi until this cohort of UNC is gone. And, well, I don't hold out any hope for the future of the UNC, because the future of the UNC looks very much like the present and the past. So, we see how things goes, Bruce, as our country's economic fortunes hopefully pick up in the not too distant future. Maybe that is a project that we could revisit, and so that we as Trinidad and Tobago citizens wouldn't have to talk about riding a train outside and how nice the ride was, and we can actually speak to it from a domestic perspective. It's amazing how we could talk about PNM wastage and yeah, but not UNC them waste nothing, Bruce. We were living in a veritable utopia from 2010 to 2015. Everything was perfect. We had no problems. All the projects that they shelved, that Mr. Manning had in train, no pun intended. If it is that the UNC had followed through on even half of that, the country might have been in a better place today than we are now. I wonder if Central ever ride in a train.
If I answer that, I will get in trouble. So I'm not answering that.
He doesn't sound like he's old enough to have traveled a train back then. But I could be wrong.
I'm not answering that. I have nothing to say. I am not answering that. And thank God we're nearly out of time. I'm not answering that. We probably have about 5 more minutes again before, well, not so much here, about 5 more minutes before we leave here. I'm not saying that, Dominic. Let's take our next call here. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, San Dominic. Well, I took the last train ride when train was Trinidad and Tobago. But Mr. Mayor wanted to, let me say, privatize the Mandela Park for people to pay to go in the Mandela Park. What a thing, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, the Central Market, short-staffed. And as I share, take part of that money, I'll always repeat it, that part of that money, and refurbish the market for me, please, Mr. Mayor. This is my message this morning, because it hurting me, Bruce and Dominic, to know that they have $20 million to spend, and they get both for it. And things to do, they didn't want to do it with the money. Thank you very much. Watch them.
So guys, that's basically all the time we have for today. I know I didn't even check to see my daily word. I didn't check to see what is my daily word. Look at that. My daily word for today is guidance.
Some people need that.
Yeah, the divine in me knows the way to go. If I ever feel uneasy wondering which way to turn, or if I'm afraid of making the wrong choice, I simply stay centered in the awareness of the Christ presence within the flow, within and follow its guidance. When I wonder what my next step might be, I pause. Breathing deeply, I relax. If stress or worry arise, I meet those feelings with understanding and compassion. I call forth the divine guidance that I know is always within me. Soon, I feel fresh ideas start to take shape. Visualizing possible next steps, I begin to see how they can lead me exactly where I need to go. From this space, I discover new confidence and faith as I move forward. I am grateful for the spirit within that guides me along my path. The law of their God is in their hearts. Their steps do not slip. Psalm 37:31. So guys, that's all the time we have for today. Talk to you guys tomorrow, please God. Dominic will be back in on Thursday. Sharon is with us tomorrow, please God. So Dominic, as we say, my friend, ciao.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
want it. If you kiss it sweet, I want it. Anything that's sweet, I want it. Listen, I don't need your money. I don't need your money. It's only a wine. It's only a wine. It's only a wine. What we say? What we say? What we say? What we say? I don't need your money, honey. I just want to live. But if you insist on spending on me, I go take it still. Nobody don't know we been play. Only two out here and there. And look here, look there, look here. What we say? Of course you're fine and sweet. 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 You want me to Of course you're fine and sweet. Of course you're fine and sweet. Of course you're fine and sweet. You want me to Of course you're fine and sweet. Of course you're fine and sweet. Of course you're fine and sweet. Up from Tenade.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Jason,
Yes?
I'm watching the house plan.
Yes?
What are all these little rooms?
The children's rooms?
So much? Look, let me plan the family.
Dreaming of building your home? TTMF has the ideal team to help you realize your dream. With up to 90% bridge financing for construction and much more help available, TTMF is your ideal mortgage partner. Visit us online or call today. TTMF, from here to home.
Dog, you can make world championships.
Boy, it's just setback after setback. I want to give up.
Listen. Hasty Crawford got injured and missed out on a medal in 1972, but he came back in 1976 to win our first gold. Trainees are resilient. Don't give up.
Thanks. I'll keep going. But I never asked, what do you want to be?
An F1 driver?
You don't even have a license. But just believe in yourself and I'm sure it will happen.
Our athletes continue to show TNT that when you believe, we can accomplish anything. B-Mobile joins the nation in supporting our athletes in Japan. Believe you can accomplish anything. We believe in you. B-Mobile. Just believe.
Was good. I went and did some doubles, the place was good. I went by the beach and I watched the skies, it was a paradise. But when COVID touched down that day, and I see the cases start to raise, I tell you, if you don't get vaccinated, it's trouble for the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. No more lockdown in Port of Spain. For TNT to be good again. Right? So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. Yo, this is Iwer George, big boss of the business. And this is the message from the North Central Regional Health Authority.
I
Extra Foods Plenty for 20 is back with a bang with great deals just for you. Top Shelf Ramen 9 for $20. Fruit Juices 8 for $20. Best Tomato Ketchup 4 for $20. Holiday Chips 8 for $20. Happy Pasta Cuts 5 for $20. Rough Top Biscuits 6 for $20. Chef Made Vinegar 5 for $20. And Pear Jack's Twist Cap 5 for $20. So many great Plenty for 20 specials. And sale runs for 12 days only. July 29th to August 9th. Extra Foods. Always extra for less.
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT. Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody. Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
I decided that I would try it once for some strange reason. It started to work. Because every time I run on hard surface, my left knee as well tends to pain the next day. So I tried it and some miracle it worked.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. Is it your mind or does the product work?
Well, I've been running on the road every day now, and I have no pain in my joints. So it's definitely the product.
So the product works.
Definitely.
Nobody selling you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch. Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Enagic change your water, change your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0